On the 16th of December, 42-year-old James Chadwell was sentenced to life in prison after kidnapping and lewdly assaulting a young girl. The incident occurred at around 6:30 p.m. on the 19th of April 2021, located at a home at 714 Park Avenue in Lafayette, Indiana, when James invited a 9-year-old girl who lives nearby into his home to pet his dog. What seemed like a kind neighbourly gesture quickly turned violent. The moment she stepped into the home, he violently strangled her until she passed out. He then carried her to the basement, removed her clothing and proceeded to violate her. While doing so, she woke to the nightmare and James threatened to kill her if she screamed. After he finished abusing her, he locked her in the basement and went outside, where he noticed the girl's grandmother calling out for her. James went up to the grandmother and consoled her. He rubbed her shoulders and told her that everything would be alright. After that, he returned back to his home where the abuse continued. The girl's parents called the authorities to tell them that their daughter had been missing for about 30 minutes. Deputies then went to James's place, which was approximately a minute's walk from where the girl lives. James answered the door shirtless and told officers that the girl came over to his house to pet his dog, but she was no longer there and pointed out the direction she left. He then asked if he should get dressed and come and help look for her, but he stayed home. 2 minutes later, the deputies returned to his home and knocked on the door, but he didn't respond. 15 minutes later, after their second visit to James's property and knocked on the door, he answered this time and allowed the police in to search his home. As they entered, the TV was blasting screams and noises of a horror movie. The officers then went down to the basement where they found the little girl, bloody, beaten, and without any clothes on. She had injuries all over her body, including a bite mark on her leg, bruising on her arms and legs, and compression marks around her neck. James was arrested and taken into custody. He has pleaded guilty to charges of attempted murder, lewd assault, kidnapping, criminal confinement, strangulation and battery. On the 15th of December, 47-year-old Sean Preston was arrested and charged with murdering and dismembering his 41-year-old ex-wife, Keisha Preston, after she told police she witnessed him lewdly assault a boy. The killing of Keisha came to light on the 29th of November, when a son received a phone call from an unnamed man claiming that Sean told him that he murdered her. Keisha's son then contacted the police. The authorities investigated the matter and believed that around 3 p.m. on the 24th of November, Keisha was lured to a room and killed by Sean at Motel King, located at 3618 Laurel Cup Road in Houston, Texas, but her body has not been recovered. Investigators say she was murdered by unknown means, but then said he allegedly disposed of her body by dismembering her and stuffing her remains into duffel bags to facilitate its transportation. Detectives obtained CCTV footage from the motel, where Sean could be seen entering his room at around 3 p.m. on the 24th of November with a woman. Hours later, Sean is seen leaving the room carrying bags to his car. He could be seen carting the bags down the stairs and to the parking lot, where he struggled with the weight of the bags and had to use both hands to lift them into the trunk of the vehicle. Sean then appeared to leave the motel room for about an hour. He's then seen returning to the room carrying the same bags, though they appeared much lighter than when he left. When police showed Keisha's mother the video footage, she confirmed to them that the woman seen entering the motel room with Sean is her daughter. Police say Keisha was never seen leaving the hotel room. The unnamed man that contacted Keisha's son told investigators that Sean confessed to him that he murdered Keisha, and said that Sean approached him for a vehicle and a heavy-duty cleaning agent. The man said he did not help Sean with his request, but said they met in person 2 days later, and Sean's face was scratched up like he had recently been in a fight. Sean then told the man that Keisha was no longer a problem, before threatening him, saying, "If you don't want to end up like Keisha, then keep your mouth shut." It's also alleged that Keisha saw Sean inappropriately touch a young family member, and she contacted the police the following day to file a report. The boy told police that Sean violated him on several occasions, usually when he was drunk. The boy had previously told Keisha about the incidents, but she initially failed to report it because she believed it was nothing more than him embellishing the story, until she witnessed the abuse firsthand. The authorities first spoke to Sean about the allegations only 9 days before Keisha went missing. Sean denied the allegations, telling police she likes to call in false Child Protective Services reports in hopes of stopping the divorce. Sean is held in custody at the Harris County Jail and is being held on a $2.25 million bond, where he faces murder and lewd assault charges